What's going on, everybody? Just wanted to kind of try something new with my YouTube page. I appreciate everybody that watches the city walkthrough videos. I will have more uploaded on my next trip, and might even incorporate more of these. Um, there's like walk with Bovin, and then there's talks with Bovin. So we'll call these like walk and talks, I guess. I don't know. We'll see how that works out. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of like sit down and discuss some things going on in the world. This is I'm taking some inspiration from some other YouTubers. Large Man Abroad, for example. Salute to you, sir. I watch your stuff like all the time. You're in my playlist. I have a whole playlist for what I call like my podcast audiobooks, and a lot of them are like how it could be anything from like philosophy, it could be anything from economics. Um, yeah, there's a lot of doom and gloom, but I'll have some positive stuff in there too. Just seems to be like how the world works, right? We're always more on the doom and gloom side than we talk about good things going on. So there are good things going on. We just don't, that doesn't make for sexy news, I guess. Yeah, so it's kind of like, just want to kind of start these videos and kind of want to start off with discussing like things going on in the world. And right now, the biggest thing going on is, right, it's all over the media. I don't know if it's just my algorithm or not, but AI taking over jobs. And I think a big discussion that's starting to happen now, which I didn't see happening when AI was kind of taken over as the hot topic of the day of the month at this point, or months, is how it affects our economy and what is the saving grace with the way the U.S. economy works right now. I mean, we can all agree that the United States is a consumer-based economy. We run on consumerism, right? GDP is directly correlated with consumerism. Um, from my understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong. We started to kind of talk about unemployment a little bit more now. I know that it's like a murky thing to talk about GDP and how unemployment numbers play a role in there. And then the gaslighting of unemployment is another factor. A lot of stuff that I'm seeing, not just from YouTubers, a lot of stuff that I'm reading as well in the news and reading in articles is the true unemployment rate that incorporates underemployment as well, where somebody's like, working a couple hours a week. They're like, they're on for a little bit, they're taking off, they're looking for another job, and 3 months later they're finding another job. Not sure exactly what everything that's incorporated into that statistic, but we want to kind of look at that and say, all right, so the real number is kind of hovering at 24%, all that incorporated, right? So it's not the 4 point something percent that it's hovering at. If you really dig deep, it's much higher than that. And we can't really trust their reporting 100% either, right? So, I mean, I just was reading an article now where I don't know how the hell the world is saying we have 8 billion people. Seems like they've severely underestimated how many people actually exist. So that's another hot topic of the day. Population decrease, increase, whatever. So yeah, we want to kind of discuss AI. We want to talk about the economy being affected by AI, and it's just, it's pretty much all like a circle, right? So that's the way the economy works. I don't need to tell you guys, but pretty much, you know, people buy stuff, money goes from that to businesses. Businesses give it to employees. Employees go out to spend more money, and then it keeps going. And consumer confidence has seemed, according to recent articles and information, has been high. But then again, I don't know. That's also like, I don't know where we're getting the statistic from, right? I'm hearing two sides of the story here. But AI is obviously upending everything, right? It's changing the playing field for all jobs. White collars, number one affected, of course. Some blue collar jobs are also starting to kind of see some AI involvement, and the fear that comes with that as well for our jobs. So we're looking at a lot of change happening at once. Um, the economy, since it runs in this circle, I guess the topic right now that I'm starting to see pop up is, all right, like, what are our safety measures in place if there's mass unemployment? If AI is being implemented so fast, so quickly, what are our safety measures in place? There's mention of UBI. There's mention of, like, I was reading New York State, I believe, is trying to he's trying to do some sort of a tax bill on AI implementation with companies. And they could be a leading force for other states as well to take that same initiative. But, like, you know, is is UBI also like the end all be all like solution to these problems? I'm saying it like a lot. Not good for public speaking, but and but is it really the solution to all these problems? And I don't think it is. You know, it's people still need a purpose, right? People, if it's not work, it's something. So I mean, that's a separate discussion. But if AI is taking over a lot of our jobs and unemployment and mass unemployment happens, um, I feel like personally the government's gonna take the approach you took in 2020, right? A half-assed measure, print more money, give people stimulus. I think they've they've already done this, so they might try something like this again. Will it be done properly? Probably not, right? Was that done properly? No. So a lot of people are going to get screwed out in a situation like this. But that's going to be their biggest measure, especially if something like a doomsday event happens, in a sense of not like, Terminator, but like, oh, AI, kind of like how we had in 2008 as well. The pandemic was like a doomsday, a dooms week, I guess, where from my memory of that traumatic time, there was just everything just hit at once, and stimulus packages were in discussion right away, forced down the road, down the throat in politics, and evenly distributed. Right? Some people still say that people aren't getting back to work because of stimulus checks. Yeah, the $1,400 that Bob got is really keeping him, keeping his nose up at his at the bosses, sure. But yeah, so like I feel like that might be an approach that they might take. I hope they're doing it properly, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be like how other people say, like, oh, hey, I'm in the middle of politics. I'm neither left nor right. I mean, I consider myself like that too. A little bit more left leaning, but left leaning centrist is what these online tests tell me I am. But I digress. This administration, I think, is just gonna screw this up, man. And I don't think they'll be able to come up with anything properly when it comes to this. So yeah, that kind of brings us back to the point too. If mass unemployment happens and there's no strategy put in place that's a good strategy, the question which I see again, most common people are asking this. There's only a few like big top people on MSNBC and all this stuff talking about this. Is like, all right, like, how do we function? How does this consumer-based society function? How does consumer-based economy function if all these people are all out of work and they're not out buying things, right? How are these companies gonna make their money? The companies that implemented AI and laid people off, how are they gonna make money when we're a consumer-based economy or product services-based economy, right? Consumer in the sense of it could be a material good or product or service. So I think that's something to kind of look at as we kind of delve into AI, and we kind of see how Sam Altman and all these folks talk about a 3 to 5 year range of 50% or more of the white collar jobs being taken over, and like 10 to 15% of the blue collar world being affected. Yeah, we have a window here, 3 to 5 years, 3 years, let's say. And this is the 3 years that this administration is in place, and I hope that they have a topic about this. I hope they have a discussion about this, and they come up with a plan, a good plan. With the way things have been going, even this first like half year that Trump's been back in office, I don't know. I don't even know if Biden and them could have come up with a good plan like this for this. These old timers, hell no. I don't think it's gonna happen with them. They gotta go. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting times. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, another, when you got Trump out here talking about how other issues, and I mean, he's talking about trans things, which, like, sure, I'm not gonna get into that. Or like latest things like we have too many federal mandated holidays. No, we don't. We're bottom 1% of the whole Western civilization. Actually, the bottom 1% of the whole world. Not even the Western civilization. Like Afghanistan and Nepal and Afghanistan shouldn't be in the same category, but you know what I mean. Like countries that are like not big like us, GDP wise, economy, all that stuff, are getting better policies in place than we are. So I don't know what he's talking about. But yeah, anyway, separate discussion, separate topic. AI discussions now are happening about how this might upend the economy and what do we do about it. I think this conversation has to start reaching, our leadership, not just experts talk on MSNBC and CNN and what have you, Fox even, talking about this stuff. All right. See you in the next one, guys. And like and subscribe, please. Thank you.